Fikile Mbalula, it's a walking contradiction. Habari ma Africa, mimi ni King, nina furaha kukutana na wewe. Asante kwa kutazama King Says So. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to cover the media press briefing that the ANC had led by the Secretary General of Fikile Mbalula, contradicting himself once again. You know, Fikile Mbalula still insists on defending the position of the ANC with going with this GNU nonsense, the government of national confusion. He still wants to convince us that it was a tactical position that the ANC took. Then contradicts himself that the NEC has resolved that they need to make a reset button on this GNU nonsense. He spoke about Naledi Pandor, Senzom Tunu. He spoke about Abo Gigaba and all the NEC members that go to podcasts and have, a different view to the resolutions of the ANC. He says that the GNU, they have managed to achieve some things as the ANC. He spoke about the leadership of Cyril Ramaphosa, and he says the NDR has partially achieved its goal, talking about the NHI, the Bella Bill, and expropriation land. I don't know in which country does Fikile Mbalula stay. Let's talk about that, Paseta, and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Says So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane. Host is in Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we are talking about this press briefing that Fikile Mbalula had. Okay, let me start with Paseta. If you see your name passing on the screen right now, I'd like to thank you so much for supporting the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. We really appreciate. More than 200 people has donated a 50 rand to the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. Paseta, we really appreciate you. Our target for the month of July, of which we were turning 1 year old, was 1,000 people to donate, and we are slowly getting there. We really appreciate all the support that you guys are giving us. If your name is on the screen, you are the best. Thank you, and continue for supporting Paseta. If you want to send a 50 rand and you haven't already, here's our banking details. Make sure that you send your contribution in building the Pan-African School. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Visit our website and go to our YouTube channel, Paseta School. Make sure you follow the YouTube channel. Some very interesting things are happening there. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's get into this. Fikile Mbalula had a press briefing, and in the press briefing, he was huffing and puffing cold air again, because that's what he does. Fikile Mbalula speak. I was listening to him speak. I'm like, oh my goodness, this guy can talk. This guy can talk in circles and riddles and talk nonsense and convince himself that he has answered the question, or he has uttered a point that is so solid that everybody understands it. That is Fikile Mbalula. For me, I say, after Cyril Ramaphosa, Fikile Mbalula will tend to be the biggest joke that ever came out of the African National Congress, because of what he said about Jacob Zuma and the fire pool. Because of what he said there, he said we had to lie and defend our president even when we saw that things were wrong. That thing was just a swimming pool. It was not a fire pool. Nothing Clark was sweating. All of those things he said that day made me to say I will never trust anything that flies out of Fikile Mbalula's mouth ever again. Those who trust and believe and take him serious, you guys need us. Okay, let's jump into it. So Fikile Mbalula speaks about the leadership quality of President Cyril Ramaphosa. Oh my goodness. He says he will always be under scrutiny, that we are always scrutinizing what President Cyril Ramaphosa does. He says whether it's good or bad, people will always have something to say about President Ramaphosa. Oh, Fikile. I'm warning you, Fikile, change your tune right now.
The leadership of the president and of government will always be under scrutiny at all times. It will not only end with one answer in terms of the leadership of the president. It will always be under scrutiny in terms of the good work that government does, going forward, and that will reflect on the president and so on. So that work is continuing, whether good or bad, but the scrutiny of leadership of the country, that will always be done. Even if leadership is doing good work, there will be those who say we don't see what is happening in our country. Whereas there is a lot of work that is being undertaken, including in the fight against corruption in South Africa.
I don't know why is it that the ANC people think that we've got anything against Cyril Ramaphosa and we want to scrutinize everything that he does. We don't care about Cyril Ramaphosa. We care about results. Once you are at the helm of the political space, where you are the president, you are sitting there representing all of us as South Africans, we are going to judge you according to results. What your achievements have been in the term that you guys have appointed the guy. That is why it's so easy for some people to, including myself, to defend Jacob Zuma when people attack him and say, excuse me, there's 9 wasted years. It's easy to defend him because there's results and there's achievements that you can easily point out and say, this is what is happening. This is what the former President Zuma has achieved. What is it that Cyril Ramaphosa has achieved? What is it? Hey, as Fikile icon, we don't want to criticize the man. The man looks like a good person, and what we call him cupcakes. He's a good guy. But in terms of leadership, that's something that he does not have. He does not have it. He does not have leadership quality. He can't take decisions. Look at what is happening now with the Mkhwanazi Commission. It's postponed. It's no longer starting in the 1st of September. To a date we don't know when that date will come. It will be November. Remember, Mkhwanazi's job ends on December. On January, he will not have a job. His contract will end. He will not be a commissioner of KZN. He will be a policeman, but he will not have. He will not be a police commissioner of KwaZulu Natal, and that's the problem. You know, we are judging him according to his decision making. His poor decision making. So let's leave that. Is he going to? Fikile Mbalula also spoke about the steps being taken against Naledi Pandor. Is there going to be any steps taken because of the utterances that she made? You remember, she quoted the hero, the fallen hero, and said, "Listen, there is nothing worse than having a leader who has no solutions." And Fikile Mbalula had to respond to that. Listen to what he said.
Steps against the Senzo, Malusi, and I don't know why you add Naledi Pandor, because I think you are just distorting what Sis Naledi was saying yesterday. Sis Naledi was reinforcing ANC policy in a public platform, talking about the values of what is expected from ANC members. In the platform where she was talking about Istwalandwe, Umamu Gertrude Shope. So she couldn't have said anything other than what she had to say there, which was correct. That we need a new cadre of renewal, which is correct. What Naledi was saying there. So I read in the newspapers, they say, no, Naledi must be disciplined. For what? Because she's saying the right things. That the leadership of the ANC and its veterans are expected to say, and to remind us all the time that these things have got to happen. Not a leadership that says that you are failing. The leadership that says, stay true to Gertrude Shope. For what Gertrude Shope stood for. That's what Naledi was saying. Unless Mahlengi can educate me better, that indeed Naledi deserves a reprimand. But
guys, did you hear Fikile Mbalula say, we need a new cadre for renewal? Fikile Mbalula, did you say that? We need a new cadre for renewal. And we hope, Fikile Mbalula, that Keda is not you, by the way. We have no confidence in you. The way you are a yo-yo politician, we don't have any confidence in you. Should the ANC make that grave mistake of putting you ahead of the presidential run, the ANC will die a painful death under your watch. I repeat, Fikile, because you are going to see this video. You are the second worst thing that has ever happened to the ANC after Cyril Ramaphosa. The weakest Secretary General of history in the ANC. You know. So yes, he says that we are distorting what Mama Naledi Pandor is saying. No, we understood Mama Naledi Pandor very well. She said there is nothing worse than a leader that cannot that has no solutions. That we must stop asking the people what the solutions are. We must have the solutions. That's what she was saying. So don't try to water down what she was saying. You say everything that she said was right. Of course it was right, because now it favors you. Because slightly, slowly but surely, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start seeing Fikile Mbalula start attacking Cyril Ramaphosa. I told you guys this. Just wait and see. Just wait and see. He said it here. He slipped and said it and said, we need a new cadre for renewal. You guys heard it. Let me play that one more time.
We need a new cadre of renewal, which is correct.
You heard it. Simple. We need a new cadre. This is the first time that Fikile Mbalula said something about replacing Cyril Ramaphosa. It's the first time. So let's note it. Let's keep this video. Let's keep the clips, because more is coming from Cyril Ramaphosa. Let's hear what Fikile Mbalula said about Thabo Mbeki's organization staying away from the national dialogue.
No, thank you very much for the questions. SABC national dialogue and the standoff between President Mbeki and President Ramaphosa, and the remarks that were made. First, as the ANC, we don't understand, we have not understood the withdrawal from the convention of the foundations as a standoff between the former president and the current president. There are issues that have been raised by the foundations that that did not participate in the convention, and we believe that those issues are being attended to, and they must be engaged. President Mbeki is among the architects of the idea of the dialogue long before the elections and after. And he sits in our NEC, and he have made his views very clear in relation to how we must, as an ANC, first and foremost, characterize and define our relationship with the dialogue. And fundamental to that, which we agree with him, is that this dialogue is a dialogue of South Africa and led by the citizenry, and it's not ANC-led or any political party for that matter. So we agree with him with regard to that. And if there are issues of misunderstanding in the convening, we believe that those issues can be resolved. And we are encouraged by the developments that the EPG, Eminent Persons Group, has been engaging. And it looks like they will find each other. And we welcome that.
Now, one thing that I must tell you about Thabo Mbeki, from my observation from his behavior and his way of thinking and everything, is that Thabo Mbeki, when he's not the center of things, he's not happy. Guys, comment on the comment section and correct me. When Thabo Mbeki is not the center of something, he does not want to participate. Thabo Mbeki sees himself as the highest intellectual in politics in South Africa. For me, that's how I see him. Maybe I'm wrong. He's an arrogant type of a leader for me. So Fikile is right. Thabo Mbeki has been talking about this national dialogue from before the elections, and I made a video about it. I'm like, what is this one? Ungenap long about national dialogue. I remember I was saying he could not have these dialogues to fix the country when he was in power. How long has he been an NEC member? Dialogue for what? What is it that we must have? But I now understand why the Thabo Mbeki what did you call it? Organization, Thabo Mbeki, whatever they call it, decided no, they are stepping aside, and the Sisulu one also is because they are not the center. They are not the center. And remember, there's 400 million here that is being spent on this thing. I think government is covering about 40% of that. And in that 400 million, there's guest houses, traveling, all of those things where these people want to eat. It's just a maneuver tactic to eat more. So let's not be shocked about that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now Fikile Mbalula also spoke about the NEC decision of the GNU, and he comes again and defends the GNU. The decision of the NEC, he comes and defends it. He calls it with this stupid word that he likes using, that no, the GNU is a tactical maneuver. Wait.
If you are a member of the National Executive Committee of the ANC, the NEC takes a decision and say GNU is a tactical maneuver and intervention. NEC, you are a member. And then the media says, you said this GNU you did not agree with. You don't want it. You don't want the DA. Who likes the DA? We don't like the DA. We don't like the GNU. But GNU is a tactical maneuver out of many other options on the table. And everybody, as we characterize it right from the onset, that it brings on board not necessarily people who agrees, but it brings on board people ideologically who are on the opposite, including the DA. All the political parties who are there are ideologically on the opposites. Majority of them are opponents of the ANC, including the DA, Freedom Front Plus, and all other parties that are there. Very few chose not to come in for their own reasons. But we have said as the ANC, GNU is not a strategic end, it's a tactical maneuver. It means at some point it will come to an end. If it comes to an end, the GNU, because others decide to withdraw, all of them, and leave the GNU, that will be fine. But GNU, from where we stand, will come to an end because the masses will define what must happen for this country. And the ANC chose the path of the GNU. Now, that is a decision of the National Executive Committee of the ANC, that all members of the NEC are bound by it, and members of the ANC are bound by it, even those who don't agree with it. Like I explained to you earlier on, that we had many options on the table in terms of government of national unity. We had minority government. We had an option of an election. We had co-governance between two political parties and all of that. But we chose GNU for everybody to come and participate.
One thing that Fikile Mbalula is going to say when he starts revealing, when he starts going against the GNU and starts wanting to run for presidential race in the ANC for the 2027 elective conference, he is going to start telling us who forced the ANC to go with the GNU option. It's Fikile Mbalula. You will start saying, we have been infiltrated people are coming and making decisions for the NEC. It is fake. Guys, mark my words. You will come back and say, King said so. I'm telling you. He will come back and sing a different tune of Fikile Mbalula. Technical maneuver rubbish. There's no such thing as a technical maneuver. It's a sell-out position. Solima Paila told you, the MK told you, the EFF told you, we told you here on King So that you are selling out working with the Democratic Alliance. You come and work with people that you want to tell us that ideologically they are on the opposite end. How does that make sense? How does it make sense? Can anyone try to explain to me how does that make sense? We are going to lead this country, but we are going to bring parties together that don't agree with anything. International political stance, local, domestic, decisions and everything. We don't agree with anything. So we are going to try and make it work so that you South Africans can be confused more and more. Other countries have to be involved. Nobody's taking, strict decisions against AfriForum. Look at where we are. Now we are waiting. Next month, we'll be waiting to hear who are the politicians who will be sanctions against America will be sanctioning them. We are waiting to see who's going to do what. And we are going to have a president that is just going to laugh it away. Tactical maneuver. Sis, man, Fikile Mbalula. Be embarrassed of yourself, man. Man. Have a backbone. Grow a backbone. And then you come and tell us that we, at some point, it will come to an end. At some point, it will come to an end. Come to an end for what? Continue with, and it is an NEC decision. Continue with it. Continue with it. It's fine. We as South Africans have accepted that you ANC are sellouts. Now that you are seeing that polls are saying you are going to go underneath 30%, you are panicking. You want to end the GNU to save your own skin and have another tactical maneuver again to bring the EFF in and the MK in. I wish the EFF and the MK can say, no, stay with your GNU. Stay with your GNU. I think you kicked us out. You kept us out. So stay with the GNU. So that is very disappointing to hear about the GNU. So you talk about the National Democratic Revolution and that the ANC in the GNU has managed to achieve a lot of milestones. Fikile.
Take us over the line and defend the National Democratic Revolution. Now, leave the title. Let's look at the GNU and the NDR today. Has the NDR been suffocated by GNU? To a certain extent, yes. It has suffered a setback because we can no longer take decisions that we wanted to take to accelerate transformation on our own. Even passing the budget, you could see, whether you like it or not, you can't pass it on your own. It has to happen with others, the greater participation of others. But the ANC has been able to do things that affirm the National Democratic Revolution. Somebody writes on social media and say, I don't understand how this becomes a sellout position when this government have implemented NHI, have implemented Bella Bill, and is going on, and then expropriation. Why we are hated today by sections of our society, and if you look at those sections, are people who are anti-transformation. And under the government of national unity, the ANC with its 40% have held on to the acceleration of transformation, which we call the National Democratic Revolution in South Africa. So where is the sellout position there? Let's not debate what is black or white in the GNU in terms of what is the DA and everybody else. Let's debate where are we failing to advance the NDR. Of course, we've got constraints and we must fight back from this 40% going forward.
So, according to Fikile Mbalula, South Africa's GNU has managed to achieve national health insurance, the NHI. The NHI that says we can go to private hospitals, all of us, and they will carry the bill. According to Fikile, they have managed to achieve the Bella bill. The implementation of it, according to him, it's happening. The Bella bill. So meaning in 2026, we will have, all of these Afrikaner schools will infiltrate them and say, no, you guys are not going to keep other children out here just because of based on language. And you ask yourself, why is it that we are building the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture? I know, Bafet. I know. That man needs help, Fikile. He needs a lot of help, I promise you. So, let's continue with listening to him. And now he speaks about not taking any decisions against the people who are, who are speaking out from the NEC, who are speaking against the NEC. But he says they must draw a line so that they can monitor them properly and see if they're going to take any actions in terms of the DC.
We must quickly confront them by all means. We must draw the line, and that's what we have done. And that's why we have reminded NEC members that you are going astray. They are not being disciplined. But should you continue, we've got no option. We'll have to take you to the DC. That does not mean that people cannot go to your podcast, cannot go anywhere and be interviewed and all of that, but stay online in terms of the decisions of the organization. You cannot become an independent member of the NEC or an independent member of the National Executive Committee. And I wish to make it very clear that if NEC members, who some of them are notable figures in society, they are great political influencers that you as the media tap on their knowledge from time to time and wish to engage with them, which we appreciate as the ANC. Nobody's debarred from engaging. But when they do that, they must bear the responsibility that they've accepted in a conference of the ANC to become leaders. And leadership comes with responsibility. You are not independent when you are a leader. You've got to lead from the front. You've got to explain the most difficult positions of the ANC. You don't become a populist.
Once you have a different view with the ANC, then they don't want Fikile wants to then label you as a populist. And that's what he did with Upanyaza. And they silenced Upanyaza. Upanyaza is silent. Panyaza is now waiting for a good opportunity again to come back. He's going to come back with fire, Panyaza. Believe you me. He's going to come back with fire, Panyaza. He's going to come back and he will not stand for this thing. And he will be close because the NEC has resolved that they want to reset the GNU. So this issue of saying they must stay within the decisions of the NEC or otherwise the DC disciplinary hearing will be taken against them, is rubbish. It's just pure rubbish. That's what the NEC has decided nonsense. And we don't believe that it's the NEC. Because we heard about the GNU before even the 2024 elections. So it's not an NEC resolution. They can try and fool us and tell us it was an NEC resolution. But we reported on it here on this channel. That this issue has been talked about for years to come. To say the ANC will not win. After the 2019 elections, they said the ANC will not win another election. And these are people that were sure about what they are saying. We reported on it. So, Now they are telling us, finally, let me close with this one. I've got so many clips to do here. What I will do for you guys, so that you guys can hear all the nonsense he was talking, I'll post the full clip where he's answering only the questions that were coming from the media. I think that is a better clip. I think something like 20 minutes. Please watch it and listen to what Fikile is saying. So now he talks about the reset of the GNU button. They are going to reset the GNU. Really?
Naledi Pandor, reset on the GNU button. We are going to reset the GNU button. We are mandated by the NEC to do that. We are going to engage with our partners in the GNU about resetting the button. We said we are going to do that post budget. We have not done that. We are going to engage on that. We've got to revisit the statement of intent and a whole lot of other issues. So in the next 2 weeks, we are going to be engaged in intense discussions. We don't have a GNU with one party. You can have ANC and maybe followed by DA and others, but we've got a GNU of 10 political parties. And that's where we are going. And then we will also engage with those who are not part of the GNU. And that's what is important for us. But resetting the button means talking to everyone.
The ANC listens to nobody. The ANC wants to revisit the statement of intent. Ladies and gentlemen, there is not going to be any reset of the GNU. Don't believe what Fikile and Mbalula is saying. They are trying to bait us into thinking that the ANC will actually take a decision. Never. Never. You will come back to this channel and say, King said so. That's the name of the channel. Never. Never. The ANC will never kick out the Democratic Alliance out of the GNU. The ANC will never do that. The ANC fears the market too much. The ANC fears the investors too much. And the ANC is not what we see with our eyes in terms of Abo Nkengu, Abo Cyril, Abo Fikile and all of. It's not them. It's infiltrated like nobody's business. There needs to be a party capture commission for the ANC. Yes, I said it first. There needs to be a party capture commission for the ANC that tells us how white monopoly capitalists have managed to capture the ANC through Cyril Ramaphosa completely. It was always captured, but now it is captured completely. There is no ANC that is going to press a restart button of the GNU. Never. 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 And thank God for the MK political party and the EFF for making it clear that if you want us who have ideologically have the same values as you, if you want us, we will not come in there as long as the Democratic Alliance is in there. I salute the CIC and I salute the MK political party for taking that stance. Maybe others will join, Abu Maibuye and Bossa and all of these other people, they will join. But at least we know that we as African people, we've got a home. We've got parties that we can call homes and we can cry on their shoulders. I'm going to tolerate or maybe tolerate. So that's the media briefing of Fikile and Mbalula. For me, that's the important stuff that I wanted to talk about here. If you enjoyed it, please click the subscribe button. Thank you so much. We have reached 55,000 subscribers, so we are getting to that 60,000 before the end of the year. I really appreciate it. Click the like button if you like this video so that they can spread it more, and make sure you leave your thoughts on the comment section. I enjoy more than 100 comments each video. I really enjoy it, and keep hitting that bell icon so that you can know every time your boy King uploads a video. Let me go and rest, ladies and gentlemen. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan Africanism. I salute you.